Hello, welcome or welcome back to 78 Reflections. My name is Patty Elaine, and I'm so glad you're here. We are going to do some coffee and cards. So I hope you have a cup of coffee or maybe a beverage of choice. Maybe it's not morning where you are, maybe it's happy hour. Whatever suits your fancy. I hope you can get comfortable and settle in and join me in this 3-card spread. So this is a wobble reading, which is inspired by the Chariot card, and it's quite a simple 3-card spread that pulls 2 cards, one on either side, representing the competing energies that are showing up for me today, and the card in the middle represents a really good question that can help us navigate these competing energies. So I will link Esther from the Mindful Tarot. She came up with this spread. I will link her video in the description box, and I also have a video about it if you want to watch that as well. But let's just jump right in. What energy is showing up for me today? The Knight of Pentacles. Well, I am pretty comfortable with the Knight of Pentacles energy. For me, the Knight of Pentacles is a farmer energy. It's the slow and steady, it's practical, responsible, grounded energy. In this image in the Shadowland Tarot, you can see we have a little grasshopper who is on top of a snail. And according to the guidebook, he's ready to do battle. It's going to be a slow charge, but sometimes details are more important than speed. It's a steady energy. It's structured, cautious, reliable. Sometimes the progress of the knight goes unnoticed because it is that slow, steady energy. But we're encouraged to remember that slow and steady wins the race. So I actually really appreciate the Knight of Pentacles energy, and I think it's really important. For me, it's about my habits and routines. It's about doing the things that help me stay like I'm feeling in control of things. I'm feeling like things are running smoothly in my life. That Knight of Pentacles energy can be really helpful to me. So what is the energy competing with the Knight of Pentacles today? Ten of Swords. Wow, that's an interesting Ten of Swords card. Look at that guy. So the Ten of Swords, it's the 10 card in the Swords trajectory. It's the end. It's a realization. So remember, swords are about thoughts, ideas, perceptions. And so when we get to the 10 card, even though it looks really painful, it's about releasing a mindset that no longer serves us. It's about letting go. It can also be about betrayal, though. And, when I'm thinking about these energies and just thinking about the energy of the 10 of Swords, for me, can also be about that feeling of being up against a deadline. And it's something that's really coming up for me this week, because if I had embraced the Knight of Pentacles energy with some of my work, I wouldn't be at the 11th hour pushing through to get something completed and feeling bad, agonizing over the fact that I took so long to do this, and why can't I just get my shit together? Why can't I stay on top of things? Why am I always up against a deadline? And so that's just coming up for me based on what's going on in my world right now. And I can see how these two energies are both present, and one in more of a regretful way. I wish that I had embraced more the Knight of Pentacles. I said I love the Knight of Pentacles energy. I didn't say I was always capable of following through with it. So what is a really good question to help us navigate the competing energies of the Knight of Pentacles and this 10 of Swords? The 7 of Pentacles. So 7 is about discernment. And when I think about the Waite Smith imagery, You have this fellow who's kind of resting on his hoe or whatever it is that he's got, and he's looking at all he's done so far, but he looks tired. And so I always think of the Seven of Pentacles coming up when you've come a long way and you've done a lot of work. And it's too late to go back and start at the beginning, but you're at that point where you really question whether or not you can get to the finish line. And you're feeling fatigued. And so what I like to remind myself when the Seven of Pentacles comes up is just take a pause, use discernment, and consider what's the best way to get to the finish line from here. And sometimes you just have to push through. And then that's usually when the Ten of Wands comes up for me. But sometimes there's another way forward. Can I ask for help? Is there an easier way? And so this reading is really resonating for me and what's going on with the Knight of Pentacles energy and that Ten of Swords. And just really taking that moment to consider, is there an easier way? Because we don't have to punish ourselves. We don't have to get to the finish line in the hardest possible way. So how can we get to completion in maybe the easiest possible way? So that's what's come up for me today with this Wobble reading. I'd be interested to hear what's come up for you, and if you resonate with the way I have interpreted this combination of cards today. And I want to thank you for being here. And please like the video if you do. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. And I hope you'll come back tomorrow for another Wobble reading. Until then.